you feeling? You okay? WMMS Buzzard Radio.
Ezra Snowflake. On the calling gray Chicago morning, a pool little baby child is a bone in the ghetto. And his mama cried.
You ever heard the Swedish Elvis?
No.
Eilert Pilarm?
Eilert.
Cause if there's one thing that she don't need, it's another hungry mother feet in the ghetto.
It's like he's never heard Elvis before, but all this guy did was Elvis music. Didn't look like Elvis, doesn't sound like Elvis.
The child need a helping hand. Who help you to be an angry young man someday.
In the ghetto.
Take a look at you and me. All we too blind to see. Although it simply turns our head and looking other way.
This guy sounds like he grew some extra teeth in his mouth, but well, Swedish Elvis. Good for him. By the way, congratulations, Ohio. You know, I was looking at a thing this morning where they ranked the most popular alcohol by sales by state. And Ohio, far and away from every other state, loves hard seltzer. Ohioans go bananas for the boozy water. They love it.
I do enjoy it.
Ohio sells hard seltzers at 160% over the U.S. average.
Damn.
Ohio also loves whiskey. But the hard seltzer, it's a state full of sorority girls.
There's a lot of colleges here, though.
A lot of colleges.
There's a ton of colleges in
and they're
Ohio.
all party schools, most of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of colleges in every state. I wonder
there's
why.
not.
Yeah, there are. I wonder why.
Because the men in Ohio are not afraid to show their softer side and drink
that what it
hard
is?
seltzer.
Yeah, you like claws by law, don't you?
Yeah, I don't mind a claw.
They're at the,
I don't mind. I like a hard seltzer.
Mm-hmm.
I'll drink a beer too, but I don't. I don't feel emasculated.
No,
the
I
way
think
some dudes do. Like,
think
I
that's
can't drink
silly,
that."
but
it's
yeah.
it's the silliest thing.
Right.
It's about getting wasted. It's not about what. It's about the dumb things you do when you are finally drunk.
Let's get wasted, guys.
It
But can you get wasted on those?
takes like
Yes.
30.
I was
No,
going to
it doesn't take
say.
30. For you, maybe.
But it takes a lot. Like,
You're
again,
going to have to have like 5 or 6.
Yeah, you
But-
can get. I mean, it's like getting drunk off of beer. It's like 5%.
but isn't it more expensive than beer?
Some places, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
price point, it seems like it would be more expensive to get hammered off of seltzer.
But it's lower
But now
carbs and calories.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that what it is?
Yeah.
That's the hook? Because
Well,
everybody's...
also it doesn't make you feel bloated like beer. Like beer.
Hydrates, too.
Mm,
But everybody makes one now, too.
Yeah.
Right? Truly and White Claw kind of had its own up for a while, but now everybody makes...
there's a million of them
Yeah.
now.
Like the companies that make juice, now they're just making boozy juice, right?
There's
like
Well-
Simply Apple Seltzer and all that.
yep, those
So-
are not bad either.
Ohio is number 6 of states with the most colleges, with 111.
What's the most? California?
Texas has 299.
Well, California has like 700 colleges.
No,
So
California has 255. California is number 2 to Texas. Based
Most
on
colleges by state.
worldatlas.com.
California, what are you looking at?
Worldatlas.com?
What states have the most colleges? California, 644. New York, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, Ohio with 270 colleges.
Where the hell? Maybe this is old.
Maybe this is old. I don't know.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
so, yeah, okay, a lot of colleges. I mean, top 10.
That's what I'm saying,
400
yeah.
colleges
On
in the
both
next-
of those is top 10.
But I wonder why Ohio and the seltzers.
Well, California has wine. Texas has beer.
Right, but they have a lot of vineyards in California.
That's what I mean. So people are probably drinking wine more there.
We have a lot of beer birds in Ohio, right?
Well, in
What are they
but
called?
also
Oh, breweries.
Beer verts.
legal marijuana plays into it too. So
You get the munchies because of seltzer?
no, in
They'd rather get
California,
high
there's
than
more people
drunk.
getting high than drunk.
It's healthier.
Cottonmouth? They need to hydrate?
No, they're not correlated. We're saying that they don't have as many seltzers.
Huh.
They're not
Okay.
drinking as much alcohol overall.
Got you.
But yeah, people like it.
I mean, breweries keep closing in Cleveland. Another one in Ohio City shut
I'm
down.
telling you, man, that craft beer maybe
bubble
I'm wrong.
is burst.
It
I
burst.
think.
bursting,
The
yeah.
bubble burst, definitely. Is it on the decline, though? I feel like
Well, I
less
think-
and less people are drinking.
I think there's a lot of places. COVID didn't help at all, but I think a lot of places expanded too quickly, or they cashed out and sold to one of the big companies, and then that company just sold them off for parts.
The place where that brewery was, though, that was where Bounce used to be. I say bring Bounce back.
Right there at 25th and whatchamacallit?
That building.
By the projects?
I mean, yeah, but that building was Bounce.
Yeah, North High Brewing in Ohio City shut down.
So here's what I'll say. As a sober person, I've been sober for over 4 years.
Oh, good for you.
Yes. Listen,
Oh, good for you.
Thank you.
the
Actually,
amount,
good for you.
The amount of places from even 2019 when I got sober to now in the last 4 years that are offering a full non-alcoholic menu where there's like they're carrying 3 or 4 different kinds of NA beer and they're doing mocktails. And these are things that are on their menu, not just like, oh, we can mix some juices together for you. Like,
Yeah, because
there's
you
a
were
whole
keeping those places
movement.
in business.
But it's not just
They,
me. I'm
they
saying,
had to. They're either shutting down or
oh,
they
you're
had to
saying
offer.
since I quit drinking.
Yes.
Maybe, but I'm saying that non-alcoholic, like people are trying to cut back on drinking. It is a thing because non-alcoholic beer sales are like higher than they've ever been because people aren't trying to get hammered all the time. Where it's like, you know what? If I'm going to a cookout and I want to have 1 or 2 beers, let me try this NA.
Or
It
they
tastes
just-
exactly the same.
Or they just realize that beer is nasty AF, and they're like, we can get drunk for quicker, less calories by not drinking beer.
With
I
liquor.
mean, yeah. I'm just saying. I feel like in the last 4 years, there's been a huge uptick in the availability and selection of non-alcoholic beverages at places.
Well, a few weekends ago, I bartended at a charity event, and a lot of people asked if we had any NA. We were just doing, me and a buddy of mine, we were doing beer and wine and White Claws. And so it was super simple,
Yeah.
but a lot of people asked if we had any NA. And I was like, no, sorry. Don't.
I would say most places have at least one offering. Usually, even if it's like O'Doul's.
I said, be a man and drink a beer.
Relapse.
Well, no, they got something else.
No,
It
I
wasn't like they were, yeah, but they did. A lot of people did ask. Yeah, Bounce was still open when we lived in Ohio City.
God, that was just, it was my first
It was
gay-
fun. I mean, what?
Please, anyone could enjoy
You know what,
Bounce.
though? It's a double-edged sword because a lot of gay bars close because it's not so taboo anymore. So it's kind of bittersweet because gay bars were like the places you could go if you were gay. Like that's where your community was. Now, you know, places do drag night or they do whatever. It's way more open. So it's kind of, it's good in a lot of ways, but bad if you're a owner of a gay bar.
Like they had, that whole little street used to be what was considered the gay district, I suppose, because they had Bounce right there. And then across the street, I think right next to Jukebox where all the condos are now, there was a place called Man's World, and that was 21 and over. So
Yeah,
I never
there
got
was
to
a-
be
that-
old enough to go to that place.
Like that stretch of Detroit between Gordon Square and Ohio City there, for a while, that was a big deal.
But when we used to go to Bounce after we work at the Improv. Like
Right.
that was my buddy's wife would go there and make out with chicks, and then and that's just where we'd hang out. We'd watch the drag show. We'd take comics from out of town there, and there was none of that stuff there. It was all just industrial businesses and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I
So
remember-
Cleveland Vibrator.
yeah.
Where
Well, that was way down the street, but
Well, still.
I remember I saw my first gay fight outside Bounce, and it was a bunch of
Gay fight.
yeah, a bunch of queens throwing rocks.
Throwing rocks. Not even hands.
not hitting
rocks.
anybody.
There was a parking lot where everyone used to park across the street where those condos are now.
Yeah.
And they went up in there and they was talking to someone. Someone was screwing someone's boyfriend, and they started throwing rocks as they got in the car and started throwing. I was like, ooh.
Were they talking wreck?
They were talking hella reckless. And the one guy, he was Puerto Rican, and he had his thong all the way up. And it was sticking out. And I was like, man, you don't want to mess with him. He had his hat backwards, thong way up high, and throwing rocks.
Puerto Rico. And that's before gay dodgeball was a big thing, so they weren't really accurate yet.
I was 18 making out with like a 30-year-old there.
It was your
time.
sexual
Cody,
awakening.
listen to you. So nostalgic.
I know, right? Listen to him. He's loving the
Sexual threesome.
memories. All right, we got to go. Guardians baseball is next. do you got coming up, William?
I am doing a comedy special at the Agora. That's December 22nd. Tickets are on sale now at agoracleveland.com, or you can go to billsquire.com and see my other shows coming up. And then check out the Bill Squire Show podcast on iHeartRadio, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Mary Lynn?
Next Friday, October 6th, I will be headlining the Geauga Theater in Chardon, Ohio. And grab tickets at geaugatheater.com.
Poundcake?
Radio Cody B, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, new sports break tomorrow.
Award-winning Poundcake